We need to talk. Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy Magaso, and I am up late. So before I started doing a YouTube channel years ago, I had this video series that I used to do years ago called We Need to Talk. I would always talk about things that I like to talk about, just random stuff, and I found that's the kind of content that I like to make. That's the kind of things that I like to do. Ever since I did the radio interview in one of my last videos with Aaron, where we was talking about entertainers and how we were treated here in the Bahamas, I think it re-sparked something inside of me. You know, the things that I like to talk about and issues that I feel need to be addressed in my country here in the Bahamas, because these are things that people just don't talk about. I think these are things that people should be talking about, because some kind of awareness has to be made. So here I am talking about it, and I think one of the first things that I want to actually touch is I want to accentuate on the fact that entertainers in the Bahamas just aren't respected in their own country. I'm going to give you guys a story that paints this entire picture for you, and it's a true story, and I will leave certain people's names out of it just so that they can, not, be incriminated or anything like that. Many years ago, when I was, still doing my magic and stuff, before I started all of this, I was looking through the newspaper, and I saw one of my friends who is a magician in America was supposed to be coming over to Atlantis to work and to do an event there. And I was like, cool. Now, mind you, I was, a little peeved that they would call him when we had 4 magicians on this island. Those magicians are myself, my good friend Christopher Thornberry, Edward Richardson, that's his name, Eddie Richardson, and Mr. Unique, Frank Gibson. Four of us are very talented magicians. We are good in our own rights. We know how to do, a lot of the magic tricks that, we can do. Here comes this guy coming in, but I knew him. So that was the first thing that struck me as odd. But then I thought nothing of it, because I live here, so I know how this place treats us. I made it a mandate to actually go and see him, because I hadn't seen him since I had left America some odd years ago. I went to the event, dressed up a bit, and went down to Atlantis, and I met him, and he was like, wait, Eddie? I was like, yeah, it's me. And we shook hands, and we gave ourselves a little hug and whatever, because we was happy to see each other. But then, during all that exchange, he stopped and he was like, wait, I thought it was Jamaica you were from. I was like, yeah, it's the Bahamas. That's another video, just so you know. But yeah, we'll just stick to this thing right now. He was confused, because then he said, well, wait, why did they call me to come out? Because you do this stuff too. Like, we hung out in the same spaces doing magic before. I was like, yeah, welcome to the Bahamas, where people would rather call a foreigner, because, foreigners probably can do a better job than we can. And we don't get any byplay. So there you go. That's how that goes. But the thing is, rather than, brushing it off, he was extremely upset about it, because from what he had told me, he had some previous events that he had planned up. And the only reason why he took this one is because he had never been to the Bahamas before, and he considered it a free vacation. He did not expect to see me here, and upon him remembering that it was here where I lived, he got upset, because basically he felt as if he was taking bread out of my mouth, because they could have hired me or one of the other 3 magicians here to do the job. I agreed with him, but I told him not to be upset about it. That struck a chord with me. And I'm sure that I have heard many stories from a whole lot of other people who are entertainers here on this island, where we get the boot over foreign entertainers, because apparently they just like the type of entertainment that is done from foreigners, because I guess foreigners have name to them or whatever. I can't understand how that any of that works when we're in a country that always is telling us that we should, not try to pursue being in the spotlight of America, or trying to be famous in America, or try to keep all of our talents here when there's nothing for us here to benefit from as artists and entertainers, especially when we're in positions where we're always getting bumped for someone else who has a name to them already. We don't even have the opportunity to get a name for ourselves up here. One of the things I remember saying when I was in the interview with Aaron was the fact that Bahamian entertainers are glorified prostitutes because of the job that we chose for ourselves and the way our government treats us. And that couldn't be further from the truth. When you pay a prostitute for, whatever you pay them for, you get that time with them, and then you go about your business. When you pay an entertainer for what you pay an entertainer for, you also get that time with them, and you go about your business. And we're treated as such in like the worst possible way. I have seen with my own two eyes, like people be haggled or, like talked down to their price, or made to be embarrassed because they have the audacity to charge as much as they do, just like prostitutes. And if you think about it, we're similar in those ways, wherein when people come to see us, they actually come to see us for that moment, and then for whatever the time it is we have to be with those people, we have them for just that time. The time we have with people whenever we're entertaining them, we're leaving memories with them. They are not taking anything tangible with them. I mean, if they're lucky, they get to take a balloon like from myself. Or if you're an artist like Preston Hanna, who has a complete show where he does hip-hop dance along with creating a visual painting in front of you on stage, you can actually take that with you if you're lucky enough to, want to purchase it, or if he's lucky enough to want to give it to you. I don't know how necessarily he does that, but I know it's a very interesting thing to see, because he has formulated his show where it's like he paints this thing live and he also does his dance moves along with it, and it's so cool. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. But like I said, the majority of what people get when they come to see an entertainer perform or an artist do their work is the memory of it. It's hard for me to tell people that because they think that I am saying the wrong thing or making entertainers look bad, where in reality, we're being looked bad already. And this thing is a very real thing that's happening to all entertainers in this country. I think for too long, a lot of people over here who are artists and entertainers are tired of getting shafted by people by, always wanting to, get discounts from our performances because they don't see us as someone who deserves to be paid a full price or something. Always trying to swing us out of things, or trying to get something for free. I feel as if all of the things that I've done in my life and the way I go about it and my standard of professionalism and all these things has earned me the right to be able to demand what it is I charge. And that's, that's how I feel about that. And I feel like other artists are, in that same fashion. But I don't want to stay too off topic about talking about like the prices of entertainment or whatever. What I do want to focus on mainly is the fact that, like I said, we aren't given an opportunity to be given any kind of spotlight in our own country. Take, for example, the Bahamas independence celebrations that just went. It was not a Bahamian entertainment showcase, to say the least. Every other Independence Day celebration was always a Bahamian showcase that showed off our cultures and our different artists that do, different forms of like their music or whatever, and it was always a spectacle. But this year it just was not, and it was weirdly so that most of the music, all of the music in fact, was gospel music, and it was just a bad spectacle because what it did was it tried to show anyone who may have been watching it who wasn't a tourist that these people are all about their Christianity or whatever. Bahamian artists and entertainers are getting tired of, not being given this limelight and these things that is supposed to be given to us already. And the thing is, me personally, I can say that one of the things that I get tired of hearing all the time is how talented I am. I hate that word so much now, because it's like, if I have all this talent and you keep telling me that I'm talented to be able to do all this, why am I not, being, pushed? Why is the things that I'm doing not being pushed forward or whatever? Why am I not good enough to represent my own country in my form of art? Like, why can I not get first dibs on certain things? Why can there not be a showcase for myself and any other Bahamian artist that's here? Because I think that we're too caged in this line of thinking that we should go to America and do what we have to do to be great there, and then once we make it there, then they'll throw their names on us. They'll be like, oh, that person is Bahamian. I mean, people are just tired of hearing the whole case of, well, there's a brain drain because everyone's leaving here to go and do, things in America, and they're not staying here. But again, I have to say, there is no point in staying in the Bahamas as an artist. There's a group of Bahamians that are doing a cartoon called Nassau Rock, and it is phenomenal, to say the least. Like, from what I've seen, I have, heard so many stories about how the things that they went through, and it's been a while since we've done that, and we haven't heard heads or tails of it yet, because they're still, waiting for funding or whatever, and they haven't gotten it yet. And I thought that would be something that the Bahamas would be, jumping on. The fact that we have people here who are serious about animation to the point where they made a cartoon in the Bahamas, but hardly anyone probably has even heard of Nassau Rock. And I would encourage you guys to actually go on the page. I will link it in the description, and check out all the things that they have on it so far. It looks really good. All of their trailers, it's phenomenal, and I think they deserve to be commended. But you have other people here who do all kinds of various forms of art. You have singers, dancers, jewelry makers, painters, people who create drawings. They do comic books. Other people who does magic tricks, like myself. We're all tired. Like, we're really just tired of just being here and not being appreciated for the art that we do, and we're not being given anything to say, hey, this is what our country is doing for us, and that's a bad thing. And I feel as if that needs to change. But the problem is, when and how is it going to change? I think the conversation has to start somewhere, and I think me doing this video is one of the things that can actually spark change in all of it. Also, one of the things that's actually assisting in all of this is, entertainers themselves are talking amongst themselves and planning things. Just this Wednesday coming, there's going to be a meeting for the Bahamian musicians and entertainers. The topic is going to be respect for the creative community, and it's going to be at the Bahamas Harvest Church from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. If you are an entertainer and you have, something to say about having respect for the creative community here in the Bahamas, you should come out to it and listen, or come and say your piece to it, because I will be there, and I hope to see you guys out there. And that's all I got to say on that. So yeah, that's literally all I can say. I think that artists here are being stifled very badly, and we're made to feel shunned because we decide to go off to a different country and use our talents there rather than do it here. But when we're asked why we're doing it that way, it's like unsatisfactory for them to understand that there is literally nothing here for us, and it doesn't make any sense for us to stay. And if this continues, I foresee the Bahamas going in a direction where there's no room for artists to grow, and a person who wants to do any form of art will decide to live in a different country that is not their own just to pursue what they want to do and be recognized and appreciated, and most importantly, paid for it. Do you agree with anything that I said, or do you disagree? If so, the comment section is right down there. Y'all can air your grievances. I have said what I said, so y'all take it easy. I am out, and I hope to see you guys if you're artists and entertainers, or if you're just normal people who want to hear what we have to say. I encourage you to come on out and hear what we got to say. So that's it. I'm gonna make me some coffee. Take it easy.